is a lot different to do in the night than it is during the day. I like the natural light. So I've been flowing a lot, and there's a lot that's coming out, and it feels like it's coming from the void, and it's very beautiful, and it's very direct, and it doesn't care for the ego. Of course, the void has no charge. Expressing itself as charge and polarity, but really there is no polarity. But there is a repelling or a distaste for ego. Ego is like molasses. It has a high viscosity. It's thick, and it permeates the space with its own sense of self and its own image and concerns about its attachments and just endless narcissistic oriented things. And then no self, which has no charge at all, and just sits there and watches the self be totally retarded, because the self can't see itself, but no self can see self. And self can't see no self, of course, even though no self is what's giving rise to self. And so no self sits there looking at self, which is itself, and looking and being like, is that a 10-year-old in a 38-year-old's body? And the answer is yes, it is. It is. It is. It's someone that never outgrew childhood that is inside of an adult body, which is the vast majority of society. Retarded. Stupid. Immersed in their character, which is what the point of reality is in a way. But to such retarded degree that endless suffering happens, which is, of course, happening to no one. But at the same time, there is a recipe. There's a solution. There's a way to stop suffering. It's just learning what's before your mask. What is underneath of your character identity? And you can say that it's the same infinite consciousness, which is no one and everyone, and you can get really conceptual about it. But most it matters for you to have direct experience of it, that there is nobody but you. When you deconstruct your false self, the separate, segregated self, you find the true self, which is no self. There's nobody behind any eyes. And that's the greatest healing. That's the greatest love. That's the greatest way to exist, is from non-existence. Until you taste that your sense of self does not exist, you will create molasses and viscosity in the flow of infinity. And people wearing their masks will not be able to tell because they come from the same place. Their own sense of lack, of unwholeness, unworthiness, constantly trying to get validation, seek approval. But no self can tell. It's viscous and it's thick, and it permeates the space in such a it is disgusting. It really is disgusting. And I came from the same place. So I know the way I came off when I talked to people, to myself, which I didn't know was myself. And so I was talking to people, trying to extract things out of them all the time. And so when you directly experience no self, you stop seeing separation. You stop feeling separation. You stop trying to extract things out of yourself. You can only see yourself everywhere. So nobody is everywhere, and that is perfection. So that's why the charge goes away. That's why it's said that there's nothing to do. If you know you're nobody and you don't have charge because everything's perfect, then you can sit in complete non-existence while existing and feel total absolute perfection. That everything is literally the same infinite agent that is nobody and everybody. That's all for now.